miss my niggas. I swear I miss my niggas. Hey.
Baton Rouge, Dallas, Minnesota, Florida, Georgia, anywhere, everywhere. Police brutality. Y'all go ahead and call in. 786-431-1979. Y'all get connected right now. If y'all just want to hear Lexi Delarosa voice, and it's not on the radio, it's on your phone. Y'all go ahead and give us a call.
Kid, what you came with, you ain't really gotta bring a thing here. We got what you need. I'm talking like you're the weed. The customary ain't free. I'm really hustling, getting green my end up. Maybe there's nothing new. See the view of hot and blue. Maybe let's get it room. Then we gon' go to live. After that, I'll show you what it's like to cross the bridge. She a damn city girl, but I turn her to a city girl.
Shout out to y'all for tuning in. Y'all are tuning into the Plug Radio Show. It's your girl Lexi Delarosa. Appreciate y'all. I spoke to you earlier a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today. Definitely want to get into these current events going on right now, and it's scary. It's actually pretty scary. But there's a shitload of history that's been taken away from you, and I just want you to realize that you got to look at some of these things and start to ask yourself why, if you haven't already. I mean, why is it that the race that is in the highest numbers, how can we be called a minority? Why is it that immigrants, they can come here and, I mean, within a matter of years, they can surpass the people that have been here their whole lives? Why is that? Why is it that, I mean, we're stuck in the same place? I mean, if you ask someone, would this be, slavery ended, I don't know how many years ago? If you ask somebody if this would be happening in 2016, that people would be getting drugged out their cars for no particular reason, getting shot in the back for no particular reason because of the color of their skin, I mean, we would have said, well, now that ended a long time ago. What do you mean? So I really want to talk about this because, like I said, it's very scary, and I've gathered a few people here today just to, to get different people's perspectives and different people's views, because everyone has something different to say. I see people every day on Facebook just ranting and going in, and honestly, I feel like, yes, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to be upset because it's wrong, but the way that some of these people are fighting back, I just don't think is the answer. I think that we need to come at it at a smarter angle. Work smarter, not harder, because we're losing people too fast every day. I mean, they gave the number out not too long ago, it was maybe in the 500s of black men who have been killed since the beginning of this year by police alone. That's too high. One is too high. I'm just saying that's just too high. So I definitely I want to go ahead and get started and get. First, I'm gonna introduce you to a few people that I invited here today. Just go ahead and just introduce yourself really quick, and you pass the mic around. But just introduce yourself real quick, and then we'll get going.
Yeah, it's Jay Young. What's good, Lex? I got my team at Life Before Fame, and we came in today to speak about what's going on.
All right, introduce yourselves.
Alright, name Manji. I was only born and raised on 1 West and born on NMG. Life Before Fame, one of the heads putting this nice group together. Pass the mic over to my boy Tim.
Yeah, I doing this Tim. Well,
You just let people know who you are.
yeah, 24, Life Before Fame. We just a cool team, man.
My name's Stiz from North Miami, and I beat represent South Boys.
Hello, everybody. I'm Duvon Moore, actor and writer. I'm here, to speak about these issues that are affecting us.
The mic ain't on.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Duvon Moore, actor and writer, and I'm here to speak about these issues that are affecting us, like Lexi said. So glad to be invited.
Thank you.
I am Brittany Allen. I am Lexi, one of her aces, you know. I'm a blogger, travel entrepreneur, etc. Be in Bliss, check it out, it's coming soon. And I'm here to, shed a little light on the matters at hand.
I wanted to go in, my first thing is everybody is debating the big issue, Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter. And honestly, I think it's just nitpicking at the real situation at hand because, yes, of course, all lives matter. That's a given. All lives matter. But right now, the problem that we see every day that is paraded through social media, paraded through your prime time media, and anything and everything that you look and see, you listen to, we hear it all the time and it's too loud. And all we hear is Black lives out there being taken from us. So I want to see what's your opinion on that. I'm going to pass the right to Brittany first. Go ahead.
I feel that all lives matter, but the ones that I see that are becoming casualties the most are the Black ones. And I feel like all lives should matter. We all should love one another and go at a different approach at getting our voices heard and getting our points across. I do believe that supporting other Black businesses should be really, really encouraged. Like, for real, every other race supports one another and the Black race does not. Like, we need to support one another, like, seriously.
And do you think that the people who are chanting, all lives matter over Black Lives Matter, is it just a way to, do you think it's, to get out of the uncomfortableness of being a racial thing? Some people just, that's a touchy subject for them, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, all lives matter. They don't want to get into the racial aspect of it because then, they come on, we got 10 million things we're gonna come at them with, and they just, I don't know what to say at that point,
It's very much a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject for, I think, everybody, as a whole. And I definitely do think that they try to distract us with other things to try to get us to focus on other things rather than what the matter is at hand. So people please stay woke out here, because they would try to distract you with the next thing and everything. Please don't believe everything you hear or see on the media. It's BS, most of it. Please try to make your interpretations from the little bits and pieces they may give you, but definitely do your own research. Have your own brain, be knowledgeable, seriously.
What do you think?
I feel like as far as the police and the government, I feel like they taking over because of the passing of our leaders. I feel like we don't have leaders involved and too much people too busy battling instead of coming together. So as far as Black people, I feel like we should come together. The young youth should get educated so we could take over in the future, because you can't do nothing to an educated man. We all human, you feel me? As far as the police, I wanted to say revenge to them, but it's still good police out here, so you don't want to just go out busting the police head open, because it'll cause more tragic losses in this world. So
definitely, because what just happened in Dallas, the be, I mean, well, first of all, there's a lot of questionable things that happen in Dallas, but if we take it for face value, let's just throw that out there, right? And let's just say that a black man, you know, standing out there mad protesting, killed these 4 officers, or wounded however many officers, and, you know, killed but so many. I wouldn't say that that was necessarily the best way to go at it, if that's what happened, right? Because there's no telling any of those officers, there is no telling. One of them, they woke up that day and there was no telling what was gonna happen to them that day. You don't know whether that person had it in their intention to, you know, be a part of the agenda, or if they were actually out there to help you. You don't know that because every person is not the same. And that's the only reason why I felt like that just wasn't the right way to go about it. Because, I mean, I was just talking about this earlier, like, in today's day, in this war that we're fighting, you don't know who the enemy is. I can't look to my right and look to my left and just decide because of your color or what you look like if you're my enemy or not. Because you could be black sitting right next to me and you could be my enemy. You get what I'm saying? And you could be an officer sitting to the left of me. But you could be all for this whole movement, like down the ride, let's go. There's no telling, and that's why I say that that's necessarily not the right move. There's just a smarter way to go about it. But Devon, I want to pass the mic to you. I want to hear what you think about, you know, firstly, all lives matter versus Black Lives Matter, and of course, you know, what your views are as how to go about this and how, you know, people are going about this right now.
Okay, for me, like, you know, you and I forgot the young lady's name, Brittany, like both of you guys said, all lives do matter. Like, that's a given because we're all human beings. However, it's the black community that's being affected most by these shootings. Like, it's senseless. Somebody made a point the other day that you're not going to hear of a black officer killing white people for no reason. You're not going to hear of these things happening on the other end of the spectrum. You know, it's always, when you hear about it, a black person being killed by a white officer. And the thing that they have working for them, and it's unfortunate, because really everything is about politics. If you really get down to the bottom of it, and like I was real shallow with my thinking at first, because it was like, oh, let's just all love one another. You know, if we learn how to love and respect one another and teach the young people how to respect life, you know, value themselves first. Right, you gotta value yourself first in order to value somebody else's life. And that's what my thinking was, like, oh, if they see us standing together, you know, they'll probably think twice about gunning us down. Because, you know, if you look at our ancestors, they made a difference by protesting. They made differences because they all were looking out for each other. There's no more, I'm my brother's keeper or I'm my sister's keeper. You rarely see that anymore these days. And so that's what my thinking was. But when I really started listening to people who are truly in the movement, what I've learned is that it's a game of politics. Police officers, if they yell, if they scream that they were in fear for their life, that's how they're getting off. And a lot of them know that, and that's what they're using to justify what they're doing to our people. And so there's a law that says that if they're in fear of their life, you can't persecute them. You can't prosecute them, rather, not persecute them. But you can't prosecute them. And so that's how a lot of them are getting off. And so we got to do something about these laws. Like, people think voting is funny, it's a joke, it's nothing, like nothing's going to change, nothing's going to happen. But we have to vote. We have to vote. We have to get these laws that are not working for us outlawed or banned or taken off the books, because it's getting crazy. To me, like this whole sniper shooting the police officers, and you know, people think I'm crazy, like the whole New World Order thing. They're trying to get us into a place where it's a police state. Is that the correct martial law? Thank you. That's what we're heading toward.
Oh, I definitely agree.
Okay, it's already in place in a couple of Midwest states right now, But that's what they're trying to get us into, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. Like, they're killing us because they know that we're going to retaliate. That's been our history.
Exactly.
That's been our history, to retaliate against anybody who comes up against our people. And like Lexi said, like Brittany said, and the gentleman, what's your name? Huh? Tayon, okay. Jayon, sorry, I'm messing it up. I'm so sorry. Jay Young. Okay. Like you all said, God, I lost my train of thought just that quick. But it's
moving to martial law.
Yeah, we're moving to martial law.
Because I made a post about this the other day. The reason I felt, just like I was saying not too long before, about I disagree of the way that Dallas situation was handled, was because I do think we're giving them exactly what they want.
Yes.
You know, the whole point, you know, you retaliating and you fighting back. Okay, well, now we have reason to go make arrests. Now we got reason to, you know, defend ourselves. Like, you know, like you said, they're gonna, well, I had to, you know, stand my ground. I had to, you know, whatever the excuses that they're gonna come up with, they're gonna use it. And they know that they're gonna win by using that excuse. You get what I'm saying? And so for you to stand, be out there in the front line and be fighting aggressively, I mean, we're losing that way. That's not the way to go at it. I mean, in Atlanta, not just recently they did a protest and it was peaceful. I mean, there were thousands of people out there and less than, I mean, maybe 10 arrests. Maybe. Nobody injured, nobody, you know, just, it was peaceful. The police were out there and, you know, they were allowing them to protest. Like, if no one gets out of hand, we'll let them protest. And that's the point. If you want something to be done, you can't just, I'm sorry, but we can't just go fight them like we're doing, because we're losing. All right. And I don't know, I really feel like the answer, the solution is something different. It's not shooting them down. It's not shooting the next officer you see, you know. Brittany, what do you think? You want to say something?
I wanted to speak on what Devon touched bases on about the enacting martial law. And I hope everyone doesn't think I'm crazy, but I've definitely read up on something like maybe 3 or 4 years ago called the King Alfred's Plan. Yeah, and it's basically where it splits up the U.S. into the division of 10, and there's supposed to be a call to emergency, you know, where they're just gonna come at us with militarized forces, where we can't see, our phones won't work, like we're just gonna be completely blindsided. And I really want people to be knowledgeable and really like look into it, Google it, read into it, you know, they can decipher and make their own interpretation from it or whatever. But I mean, it's when I read it, it's really scary, you know, the way they plan to come at us, you know, night goggle visions, like we're totally in the dark, you know. They have FEMA concentration camps, like prison, you know, the prison population is at an all-time high, you know. They have empty prisons.
They're creating more and more.
They're creating more and more. They have empty prisons that are fully guarded, that are just waiting to round us all up, you know. And it sounds scary and it sounds like unbelievable, like it can't happen. You know, we living in 2016, but come on, like, are we really? Because to me, it's like we went back like 60 years.
Yeah, history is
we went back like, you know, yeah, we went back a few decades, you know, more than a few decades. So I definitely want people to look into that and figure out for themselves how they feel about that. The King Alfred's Plan, RX-84, like definitely look into that.
Definitely. I strongly encourage everybody out there to go and do your research, find out about your own history, because like I said, there is so much that has been taken away from you. Like whatever you learned in school, I'm sorry, but it's that wasn't it. That was not it. That was not it. So I need you to go deeper. I need you to look deeper, go and find out, go into your history, like go deep into the encyclopedia. I'm talking about like really really, really go back, because if you really knew where we came from, we all derived from the same place and just moved, you know, like every
They told us we were African Americans. We are Hebrew Israelites. Look into that. We are Hebrew Israelites. Ancient, we derived from Hebrew Israelites. That's where black people descend from. It's so much deeper than what they told us about the transatlantic slave trade as well.
Oh, that was.
They confused us with that. We came from Israel as well, not only Africa. The real Israel. The Israel that is now isn't the real Israel.
I mean, because over time there's been tyrants who've come up in the several different sectors, the several different religions. I mean, the whole religious aspect, I mean, that's a whole nother story. Like, it's just a business out here because you're totally being played. Like, the main concern, why would they take our history away from us if it wasn't so important? Why wouldn't they tell you about all these great black kings and black queens that we've had ruling? Like, why would they take that away from you if it wasn't important? Do you realize that over time, like the first year, I mean, Moors, they traveled to Europe way back when, and over time, like, they lost their color, their features, because you do understand, I mean, just the graph, you know, just from being in a different region below the equator, of course, like, you know, the color is completely different down there because of the heat. The more north you go, the colder it is, the less, you know, features, I mean, the less color of all of that. It's just different. So you have to realize that black people, we traveled, we were smart, we were thinkers, we were doers, we knew math, we knew science, we did all of this before they even knew anything about it. We brought it to them. We traveled up there and brought everything to them. I just want you to know how smart you really are. If you were left alone, unbothered, and unbrainwashed, and you know, and you've been being fed since you were a child. Everything you watch, the food that you eat here, I mean, the music that you listen to. Sometimes, you know, just every little by little, you've been being, you know, the commercials, the advertisement when you walk down the street, everything you've been being played since you was a little child. So if you were left alone, unattended, away from all the mess and all the bullshit that they fed you, I guarantee you'd be a genius out here. People would look at you, you'd be a thinker out here, you'd be a philosopher out here. We'd have doctors out here, we'd have lawyers by the hundreds, by the thousands. The numbers would be ridiculous because we're smart. We're gonna go into some more. I just want you to stay tuned, and we're gonna talk about, I don't know, some solutions. What do you think we can do to make an impact on what's going on? Do you think one person can even make an impact? Do you think we need to stand together? Do you think it's, you know, a fight that, hey, I feel like we should give up? I don't know. I just want to hear what you think. So stay tuned. It's your girl, Lexi Delarosa. You're tuned into the Plug Radio Show. Don't go anywhere.
You are now listening to the world's #1 online radio station. Great FM. Bitches, whether it's good or bad, it's still time that I spend. Kids take it from me, you had to fall, but you lost it. See, half my family dead, I gotta see them at the crossroads. Experience the best professor. Let that nigga be the ass until she fed up. That's why they call him Lucifer, the Lord sent me to get it through to y'all. Yeah, I'm on a mission. Gotta find me a reason, cause the don't won't stop. And they quit my baby. And in the trap, I know these niggas eating. So yeah, I'm on a mission. Gotta find me a way.
Versus Black Lives Matter, you know, responding violently versus non-violently, and just, you know, getting to the real problem at hand, and encouraging you to really do your history and not take things for face value, because what's being presented in the media, what's being presented, you know, throughout history has not really been factual. And you know, I really want you to go in and learn about yourself and where you really came from and what's really going on. But we do have a new voice in the room, and I'm really curious about how you feel about the whole thing. So I want you to introduce yourself, tell us, you know, who you are, what you do, and what you think about what's going on.
I'm Zakia. I do a show called Girl Talk. I do another show called Classic Connections. And I also work for Miami-Dade County Public Schools. So I see a lot because I work in the area, I work in the Liberty City area. And I see a lot. And to be very honest with you, I'm concerned for our generation that's coming up. I have a whole bunch of thoughts in my head about the village, you know, the village that we used to have years ago, where you could walk down the street and say something to a child that was doing something wrong, and that child respected you. That's not so much these days, and I truly believe that that's part of the issues that we're having going forth. You know, just being able to understand who we are. You understand what I'm saying?
Really understanding who we are.
Right.
Right.
And I don't think we do. You know, and I think it's getting worse. It's not getting better. And something is going on. I have a whole bunch of conspiracy theories in my head, but something is going on, and it just feels like we're going backwards, you know, rather than forward. And I do believe that for us to make some progress, we have to come together. We have to figure it out. Like, we have to demand respect. And I don't believe we have really done that. We have allowed people to just treat us any kind of way because we don't really know who we are. We haven't grasped who we are, the kings and the queens that we are. You know, things trend. We're really trending. And when black people, you know, when we come up with trends, we go with it. But do we really understand what we're doing? You understand what I'm saying?
Right. People just go with whatever is, you know, whatever's cool right now, whatever everyone else is doing. They're not being themselves, and that's why it's so important to really go figure out who it is that you really are.
Right.
Because it's okay to be different. Everybody's different. You're supposed to be different. You're different for a reason.
You know, it's funny because I watched a video on and I wondered if I would ever tell anybody this, but I watched a video online the other day, and they did a little scenario where a white guy was walking down the street with some big old gun. You saw that, right? And then they had a black guy walking down. Now I'm gonna tell you how crazy this is, and this is where the media. Can I curse?
Yes.
Okay. This is where the media fucks us up. Now what's crazy is, I myself, as a black woman, when I saw the black man walking down the street with the gun, and then saw the white man walking down the street with the gun, I myself thought the black man looked more dangerous. You understand? But see, the media puts those things in our head from what we see. When you see a movie, who the thug?
It's always the black man.
Exactly. So what happens is we don't even understand what's going on in our minds and what they're feeding us.
Oh, we just touched back. We just touched on that not too long ago.
Right.
Programming from the day you were born.
Exactly. So I'm looking at the video and I'm like, what damn? Why am I thinking the brother look more, you understand, more dangerous than the white guy? But that's what they put in our minds. When you see the TV, the white guy's the one who doing good and the black guy's the one who not. So this is what we're being programmed to believe. And our kids are living what they're seeing. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, it's crazy.
No, definitely. I completely agree. I do have a caller who I want to get his opinion as well. I'm going to have him introduce himself and just tell us your name, what you do, Where you from? Hold on 1 second. All right, go ahead. Tell us, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us your name, what you do, where you from.
Alright, what's happening? My name is Clarence Quill. I'm from Miami. I'm from Homestead. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a personal training business. I interact with different boys and girls clubs. I currently reside in Tampa. My opinion of what's going on is crazy, and I really think that we really need to get to our children, and we really need to get our children to understand what's really going on, not just in our history, but like in our present time. Like, we need to get our kids to understand the science and understand what's really being done to us and how we're being portrayed and all those things like that. We really need to work on being aware. We really need to talk to our kids and put in like extra time, because our kids are growing up in a really dangerous time, in a dangerous society, where it's really obvious and blatant that we don't matter as much as some other races, and we need to reinforce to them that they do matter. And we, like, to tell them they matter is not enough. Like, we got to teach them different ways to be successful. We got to have them reach for different goals, not just be an athlete, not just make music. Like, we need to teach our kids that we should be doctors and we should be lawyers and congressmen and all those things like that. Like, we just need to start from the ground up, because you can't build a tree from the top. So we just need to start from the root and get to our children. We need to get to our parents. Like, we just need to do a lot of stuff to let it be known to our children that you are more important than the world is trying to make you think of. Like, that, to me, that's what we need to start. We need to start with our kids.
Right, and then actually I did want to go and get into some of the solutions. Like, everyone, we clearly know the problem. We hear about the problem every day. We see the problem every day on TV, on social media, and I mean, it's obvious. What can we do now? You know, what can we do as an individual, as a community? You know, what can we do going forward? Like you said, we have to get to our children. And what about the people who are clearly, you know, they're grown? We need to get to some of these people because they're lost.
I agree. I really think what we need to do, as cliche as it sounds, is we need to unite. Like, there's never been a movement, black movement, or any other type of movement that was done.
Can't believe that you're gone. I can't believe that you're gone. I can't believe that you're gone. I can't believe that you're gone. Just can't believe that you're gone. I miss my niggas, my I can't believe that you're gone. My nigga, my nigga.